Hello, it's Adrian Stern here from top10pokersites.net. Now today I'm going to be looking at the US state of Kentucky, as it appears it has better prospects for legalized online poker in 2020. After a failed attempt earlier this year to legalize both online poker and sports betting, there is fresh optimism that Kentucky would finally open its doors to regulated online gambling in 2020. It was back in February 2019 that Republican Adam Koenig put forward Bill H-175, which would have allowed the Horse Racing Commission to supervise sports betting and daily fantasy sports, and the Kentucky Lottery Commission to regulate online poker in the bluegrass state. However, the bill failed to gain the 60-vote supermajority required for it to be passed. Koenig isn't giving up yet though, as he has now promised to intensify his efforts and come up with a better plan for next year. Over the years, multiple attempts by several other US states such as California and New York to legalise online gambling have met with little success, but Koenig is hopeful that Kentucky will avoid a similar fate. Now, one of the reasons he is hoping his bill will be successful next year is it's a budget year in Kentucky, meaning any bill proposed will only need to garner a simple majority of 51 votes to be successful. Lawmakers will also lay out the state's budget plans next year and thus are expected to set the focus on tax revenues. This makes Koenig's bill a lot more attractive, with a regulated online gambling market projected to generate up to $50 million in revenue for the state each year. Therefore, online poker, alongside sports betting, could very well debut in 2020 over in Kentucky. Now, I should point out that Kentucky's new governor, that's Andy Beshear, has already made his legalised online gambling stance known even before being elected to his new post. When he was still Kentucky's Attorney General, Beshear lobbied lawmakers to pave the way for regulated gambling, saying the state can hugely benefit from potential gambling tax revenues. Now that he's at the helm of the Kentucky government, Beshear will give the final decision on the passage of the bill, making the task a lot easier for Koenig. I think it's also true to say that Kentucky can learn a lot from its neighbouring states in regards to online poker. For a lot of states in the Midwest have already embraced online poker and sports betting, establishing a revenue generating market. In Indiana, for example, around 35 million in bets were recorded when sports betting went live in September. That figure significantly increased to 92 million the following month, and this could translate to an annual tax revenues of up to $20.3 million. In the newly opened online poker market over in Pennsylvania, numbers are strong as well, and this can serve more motivation for Kentucky to also legalise online poker. And it will be on January the 7th that Kentucky lawmakers will hold their first legislative session for the new year. In fact, regulators and lawmakers over in Kentucky should take a look at Pennsylvania, for recently they signed into law an expanded gaming measure that makes the Keystone State the fourth in the country to offer online gambling. Whilst at the time the regulations and timetable were still being ironed out, one gaming industry analyst, that's Chris Grove, published a detailed analysis report forecasting the turnouts and effects of Pennsylvania's move to regulate online gambling, most of which in fact turned out to be true. According to his report, which was titled Analysis Pennsylvania Moves to Regulate Online Gambling, he predicted major online poker operators offering iGaming in New Jersey were expected to start operating in Pennsylvania once given the green light. In fact, that is exactly what happened, and as such, poker players over in Pennsylvania now can play at poker networks operated by companies such as Party Poker, 888 Poker and Poker Stars.